you can do that. If you're someone who's got to work through lunch because you've got a deadline you've got to hit, you can do that. And that is the beauty of intermittent fasting, because it'll suit around your lifestyle. What is going on, guys? It's Tyson Brown here, back with another video, and today we are talking about why intermittent fasting is so good for you. Because a lot of guys message me and they're like, Tyson, I'm not sure if it's going to work for me because I have a busy schedule, and they have all these questions. I'm like, you know what? This is actually the perfect reason that you should do intermittent fasting. So the reason I say it's so beneficial, first of all, is because it takes less time. You don't have to do as much meal prep. You don't have to think about when you're going to be eating, what you're going to be eating. Well, you do, but not as much as you would if you were eating a couple of times a day. You're not interrupted by the day. You've got times to make sure it works around you and your busy schedule. So if you're someone who likes to sleep in and wants to skip breakfast, you can do that. If you're someone who's got to work through lunch because you've got a deadline you've got to hit, you can do that. And that is the beauty of intermittent fasting, because it'll suit around your lifestyle. Are you on night shift? It'll work. Are you just doing long hours during the day? It'll work for you. And because you can make sure whatever the parameters are, it's able to work around your diet. So let's say, for example, you like to sleep in, right? You sleep in until 7:30, you get up, you have a shower, you get straight to work. You skip your first meal of the day. Then that means whenever you're gonna break your fast, you've got the 8 hours to eat. So it's not bad if you miss breakfast and that you're not gonna kickstart your metabolism, because you've still got whatever you've got for the rest of the day. It matters how much you eat, not when you eat. So being able to skip breakfast if you just don't like having it is completely fine, first of all, and it can suit around your lifestyle, because sitting down and eating breakfast every single morning takes up time, especially if you're in the office and you're going to be getting stuff done. Then you've got to sit down, try and make your meal, muck around, go for a walk outside to get yourself a wrap and all that stuff. Fuck that. Just skip breakfast instead and wait until you can actually break your fast. Now, let's say you've got to work through lunch or you've got a hectic day. Well, you can also do that to your advantage too. So you can actually, when you do have some free time, or you just have a shake, you have something that's going to work around you when you need it, okay? Because I've got a couple of clients who, they're busy guys and they work 12, 13 hours a day, so they don't have time to eat all the time. But if they're pumping through it really hard and they've only got a certain amount of time, then they can have a shake when they need it. But it's not like they're missing out, because when you're not eating, when you don't have to focus on food, when you don't have to break your mental shift from trying to do work to going to eat and then having to bring yourself back, you can focus and get more stuff done. And this is actually why I like doing my 2-a-day method at the moment. So Tyson's 2-a-day method is that you eat twice a day, okay? My first meal is at about 11 o'clock in the morning, and then my second meal is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I only eat twice a day. It's 2 bigger meals, but this way it saves me time and energy having to go from one project to another, because I like to have big chunks of focus time, because it gives me more clarity, I get more done, I feel more focused. And so that way, when I'm not getting it broke up, I can just go, all right, I'm not going to eat till 11. I've got training clients until 9 o'clock, and then I've got a 2-hour period of where I can go home and just get stuff done without being interrupted of having to think about food. I feel so good, and I just feel like I can get stuff done and then avoid those distractions too. So if you're someone who hates distractions and you just hate the thought of having to eat all the time, well then having the 2-a-day method is a really good idea. Or you could have one big meal a day, or you can just have an eating period. It really depends on what's going to suit you best, but it's so much more beneficial for you to stay productive, for you to stay focused. Another reason I love it is, like I said, is for the mental clarity, because when you're not eating food, what happens is that you're able to, whether you have bad food or food that's intolerance or anything like that, it's going to cause mental fog, especially when you have a bigger size meal, because your body's got to work on digesting it, and you're just like, oh my God, I feel, when you have a huge lunch and you feel really lethargic after. Well, if you just have something really quick when you break your fast, like let's say a shake, or let's say a smoothie, or something really simple when you always break your fast, you don't want a huge meal, you're not going to be lethargic afterwards, and you're going to have more mental clarity. The same goes for when you aren't eating in that morning period and you're just having a black coffee or you're just drinking water. You feel more focused, more clear-headed, more better, more lighter. You're able to think better, and you're going to notice how much more productive you are when you're not having that morning meal, because the body doesn't have to work on digesting food. The body, it can help concentrate on the task at hand. So if you're someone who finds yourself sometimes having brain fog or getting groggy or stuff after a meal, then avoiding that first meal is really, really beneficial too. So this is when you're doing your fasting, you'll be drinking your green teas, you'll be drinking your black coffees, you'll be drinking your water. all those things that obviously the body doesn't have to work hard to digest, but it's still going to help keep you focused on track. Because you can drink coffee, it's fine. You can drink water, but what you don't want to have is anything with calories in it. And then you can follow the method, like I said. You can follow the Tyson's 2-a-day method, where you have 2 big meals a day, or you can follow something where you eat in a certain period of time. So let's say between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Or you can just do like 3 or 4 meals between your intermittent fasting period. But when you don't have the distractions, when you don't have to take time to sit down and make your meals, when you don't have to, feel lethargic and stuff afterwards and try and motivate yourself into getting back into it, it's so much more easier to work around your schedule too, especially if you're a busy guy. And the best thing is, if you work later hours, well then that's completely fine too, because then what you can do is you can break that fast later on in the day and then just have it at night time too. So guys, that's why I think intermittent fasting is so beneficial, especially if you're a busy guy who works long hours or wants to be more focused and productive and doesn't want to have to worry about digestion or feeling sluggish or having to worry about food in the morning if you want to sleep in. Those are the benefits of intermittent fasting. Now, before you go, what I want you to do is click on the link below, because my new book about intermittent fasting is coming out and I've got a free sneak peek chapter you can download. So click on the link right now to get it, and I'm telling you, you're going to fucking love this book. Till next time, speak to you then.